I want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. What's up, peoples? How you doing? It is a wonderful day. I know I say that all the time, but isn't it a wonderful day? Did you wake up this morning? Uh-huh. Yeah, it's a wonderful day. We'll be right back. Don't you go anywhere. We have a great interview for you today. Welcome back to the show. So we have a prolific, I have to use like the word of the day. So I don't think that's the word of the day, but to me, it's like a word I never really use, prolific. So I'm going to say that, prolific author in the house today. And I want to welcome him on the show. Welcome. I'm going to use his first name because, we've been talking and chatting, and I think we're on a first name basis here. I'm Yaya and he's Hank. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Yaya. It's nice to be here. I appreciate the opportunity.
Oh, I appreciate to have you on the show because I am telling you, without you, there would be no show.
Okay.
And, that's just the way it goes. I mean, think about it. So thank you so much. So you are a prolific author. Tell me about yourself. How did you get started?
Well, when I wrote my first book, we were back in the 2011, 2012 timeframe.
Mm-hmm.
We were just passing through the midterm elections after 2 years with President Obama. And if you may remember, Congress was dysfunctional, like we thought we had never seen anything like it before.
Oh, yeah.
And I woke up one morning with this question: did the founding fathers overlook something important when they were writing the Constitution that leads us to all this dysfunction? Well, of course, little did I know then that we would be even more dysfunctional now in 2021. So not only did we not fix it, we made it worse.
Yes, of course.
So it's been an interesting journey in that respect. But I didn't start out to write a book. I just wanted to answer that question. And so internet is good. I went to work on the internet. I tapped a few keys and I thought the answer would just sort of pop up in front of me and I'd get on with my day.
No.
But it didn't pop up in front of me. And I kept finding different things and links and following all kinds of stuff. And at some point, the stack of notes was just becoming really huge. And so I thought, I've got to clean this mess up because I can't keep track of which goes where. And it was in the process of doing that I realized, I went out into the kitchen and I told my wife, I said, I think I'm writing a book in there. And so that's kind of the way it all started. Well, the second edition of the book, which is the one we're talking about, that's an update to the first book. There's not a whole lot different, but you know what? We're still missing out on a lot of that tranquility that the founding fathers thought we ought to have.
Yeah.
So
it would be nice.
And I've got another book that's a follow-on to this one that's currently in editing.
Nice.
Yeah, it's taken me in directions in my life that I had no idea that I was ever going to go.
Isn't that amazing how one destination can have so many different ramps?
Yeah, it is so true. It is like, so true.
Let me get off over here and use the bathroom. Stay there for 3 years.
Yeah. We just never know what's coming our way when we wake up in the morning.
Exactly. And it is a wonderful day when you wake up. So you might as well just take advantage of it and see where it leads you, right?
Well, I've got you for a lot of years. So I'm way out in front of you. And I do recognize that question. It's a good day when I wake up.
Yes, definitely. I think we can all agree. Because I mean, at any age you can go. And so if you wake up, it's really cool.
We get another chance.
Yes, we get another chance to mess it up again.
Exactly.
Apparently.
Yeah.
So with everything that happened, you said you thought you were writing a book in there. You told your wife. Okay, so what is the aim behind the book? Because obviously it developed. So what did it develop into?
Well, as I started to put the notes together and get them arranged in a way that sort of told a story, I should have prefaced, I'm not an author by any kind of educational background. I've got degrees in engineering.
Oh.
And so a plastic pocket protector works for me and stuff like that. So I needed to figure out what's going to be my way of presenting this story. And I decided that the best I could do would be to try to just, through the book, have a conversation. And so I come across in the book as if I am talking to the reader. Now, obviously, we've got a little problem with the reader getting back to me, but the idea is to make it a comfortable conversation sort of atmosphere as people are reading.
Right.
And what I discovered in doing that is that I can talk to people through the book, and I don't seem to generate as much potential controversy around what are otherwise hot buttons in our societal conversations on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So I think it's working very well.
I think so too.
I certainly enjoy it.
I hear you. I hear you. And so you said you have problems with people getting back to you. Well, I mean, you know. So what kind of people do you want to get back to you? Who would want to read the book?
I want people, whoever they may be, and the more the better. I want people to read the book. The book is going to show them mostly how the government is designed to work. What did the founding fathers design for us? But then also after that, I want people to feel comfortable enough in that knowledge that they can go and participate in a conversation at the bus stop with a neighbor or somebody else sitting on the bench that they've never met before, and they can have a civil conversation with each other about what's going on in the world today. Because we all wake up in the morning, and I start by turning on a TV to see what did the politicians do to me last night. And so I want people to feel comfortable talking with each other in a two-way kind of conversation. When we get to the point that conversation is comfortable for everybody, I think we will be well on our way to fixing the problems that we all know are there. We see them every day.
Every day. Yes. Yes, definitely. Wow. So, when you think about your book and you think about how you've evolved with your book, how's your book changed your perspective?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. One of the things that's most amazing is, as I did my research, and I'm still doing research even with the new book, but as I do my research, I'm finding so many things that my history teachers apparently didn't know. The history books don't have them. I'll give you a good example. Wow. I have a set on my bookcase here of World Book encyclopedias. My parents purchased them when I was in fourth grade. I'm 77 now, so I was in fourth. That's a few years back.
Yeah.
And I was working one day, and Booker T. Washington's name was prominent in the research that I was doing that particular day. And I thought, I looked at that World Book and I thought, I wonder what that says about Booker T. Washington. Well, I went and looked, and he's not there. He's not even in the book. And I thought, that's not right. How could, when I was in fourth grade, Booker T. Washington had already made a pretty big impact on these United States.
Yeah.
And so I thought, I wonder what they know about Tuskegee Institute. So I looked up Tuskegee Institute, had a little clip, just a little corner of the page where they mentioned, and within that paragraph or two, there was the name Booker T. Washington. And I thought, now have I seen systemic racism in practice? You bet I did. That World Book Encyclopedia gave me a look inside some of the problems that have been plaguing us for years, and we could not define it.
Yeah.
But there it was, staring me right in the face.
Yeah. It's so funny how people say, well, didn't you learn that in history? No, I didn't. I did
No,
not learn that in history class. It was never taught to me in history class. You know, it's like okay, so Hank, can we talk?
sure.
Okay, so this is what your book is all about, talking back and forth and trying to resolve some issues. I think the issue is that Black people were told they were slaves. Jewish people were told about Hitler, but
Hmm.
what happened in between?
Yeah, yeah. There's a whole bunch of history, and mostly
Missing.
well,
Where, what happened?
we don't talk about it.
We should,
We
because
know the information has been there all along, but it didn't get into the daily dialogue that we have with each other.
right.
And as a result of that, we now feel like somehow we're inadequate because we don't know some of the things we think we should know.
Mm-hmm.
And if we get in that conversation and somebody adds a fact into the conversation that we don't know anything about, well, we
Right.
kind of back away right off because you never know where that conversation is going to go.
Exactly.
We got to stop that.
We do.
We have got to stop that so that we
Mm-hmm.
can talk with each other instead of past each other or
Exactly.
around each other. We got to quit
Mm-hmm.
going around, quit trying to miss the mark. We got to start trying to come together.
Right.
One of the things that I like to tell people would be good with my book, if you feel a little uncomfortable with the knowledge that you have on any particular subject,
That's good.
you can engage somebody in conversation and you can
Mhm.
say, in the book here, Hank wrote blah blah blah,
Right.
whatever that is. What do you think about that?
Mm-hmm.
And now Hank is the subject of any angst that might be going on in the conversation. And the two people that are talking to each other can both go after Hank for all they're worth, but they don't go after each other.
Right. Right.
So,
That's true. It's true. It would be nice to have a conversation about, you know, being in different neighborhoods, what it's like to be this, what it's like to be that, you know, the things that are missing in the
yes,
history books,
yes,
where people feel like as if they have no history. You know, people don't realize that the Irish were slaves, and
yeah.
so were the Jews,
There
and
were lots.
some black people owned slaves.
Yes, yes.
So what happened to all of that history?
It's out there. It's waiting for us to discover it. It is documented in one form or another, but we're probably going to have to stumble over it
Yeah.
because we're not able in our system. We probably don't have it organized and in a place that it can be
Right.
where we initially think we should go to find it.
Mm-hmm. I think your book is amazing, and I
So,
haven't even read it, because this really, really addresses a lot of different systemic racism, history covered, you know, gaps where people would be able to teach their children, no matter what color, you know, this is what happened. This is
yeah,
what really happened. It would give some kind of a pride to people who have a gap,
mm-hmm.
you know, and they question, well, what happened here? And what about me? Where do I come in? Where do I fit? I
And
was just, you know,
that's
and that's the problem with America.
everybody wants to know where they fit in.
Mm-hmm.
And so much of the things that we have available to us don't give us that message.
Exactly.
They don't answer the mail.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, we definitely have a problem in that regard.
Yes.
As it goes a little further on to try, you know, what are we going to do to fix this mess?
Mm-hmm.
The problem, and so many people will agree on this one almost immediately. You say, I know what it is. It's big money and special interest corporations. And yay, everybody jumps up and down. Yeah, boy, we're all in agreement on that. And then I like to say next, what are the two largest special interest corporations that you know about?
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course, at that point, people start scratching their chin and whatever, and they're not really sure. Well, that is where I get to bring in the big line.
Mm-hmm.
It's the RNC and the DNC.
Mm-hmm.
It's the two big national political party corporations. They're 527 corporations, and they are the big people in the room when it comes to doing politics.
Yeah.
They get money from over in Washington, pass it off to election in Georgia or where,
Mm-hmm.
whatever they need to do to move the influence. What they have done is created a system of government where we were Americans first. Now we're Democrats or Republicans first. And as a result of that, we don't get to bring the problems that we're trying to fix. We don't get to bring them under the really good American microscope.
Right.
So we need to work on that. And I think we can work on that. It didn't always work that way. But all the way back, Alexander Hamilton, I believe it was Federalist number 9, told us, watch out for those factions. And boy, was he right.
Yes. Oh, yes. Wow. Wow. Well, Hank, I think your book is a masterpiece. I think definitely people need to read it, just to pique their curiosity and to get them started. I think that we are all responsible for our own history, and to actually develop those conversations and to move forward and to study. If you really, really want to find out, go ahead and begin your journey wherever that may begin. Hank,
absolutely,
definitely, you have the journey book. Where people just can begin their journey with your book. Wow, this is amazing. I love this. And the conversation that we've had today definitely is about America. It's not about Republicans or independents or Democrats or nonpartisan or whatever else you want to call them. It's about us.
It's about us Americans. Yep.
That's right.
The next book that's coming out, by the way, has the title of Our American Story. And I've tried to fill in a lot of those blanks that were missing in the history book. And it really, that one's really a fun one to read.
Wow.
We're not memorizing dates and places and names.
Right.
That's all stuff that's along the way that just reminds us where we are, but it's the story and how the story unfolds.
Definitely. The story, the journey. It's all about the journey. It's all about everything that happens while you're going. And that's what people learn from.
Yes.
And they yearn for it, because when it's missing, it really does cut a hole, and it cuts deep.
Yep.
It cuts deep.
And when we don't talk to each other, but start going around or through or past each other, that just makes the wound that much deeper.
Definitely. Well, Hank, man, thank you so much for being on the show. Where can people get your book? Because I mean, literally, I'm looking here, and it says A Broken Sausage Grinder.
Right.
Wow.
I have not seen it, but there's said to be a plaque that's somewhere in the Capitol building that has something. The message is something to the effect: legislation is like making sausage. You don't want to watch it happen, but you can be happy with the outcome, or something to that effect.
Oh my gosh.
So,
anyway. That doesn't sound good.
No,
it doesn't sound good.
But I wanted a catchy title, so I thought that would work very nicely.
Definitely.
Amazon.com is one place. This book is available there in either first or second edition. And it's also there in the second edition as an audiobook. We just recently added that to the inventory as well. Barnes and Noble, any bookstore would, they probably wouldn't have it on the shelf if you were walking into a smaller bookstore, but they can order it. And
Wonderful.
So they can get it for you without too much trouble. Amazon, of course, they'll bring it right to your doorstep for you.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, definitely they will. Or you can just go ahead and order it as an audiobook, and then it'll go straight to wherever you download your audiobooks.
My narrator for the audiobook is a fellow by the name of Daniel Lewis. Very nice, pleasant person to listen to.
Wonderful. Well, I love audiobooks. It saves time for me, and I can drive and be going from one place to another, and actually get the entire book and listen to it and get it in my mind. That's wonderful. So thank you, Hank. Thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate it.
I just so much love the opportunity to be on with you, and I'll look forward to hearing the tape when it comes back to me.
Definitely.
I think we had a great conversation today.
I think so too. And you know what else? I think we might be related, because your last name is Thomas, and my natural given last name is Thomas.
Is it really?
It is. It is.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. So you just never know.
You never know. That's
Just
right.
never know. You just don't know. I mean, they say, what do you write on when they have ethnicity?
Uh-huh.
It says Black, African American, and it says Native American, and then it says white. I can pretty much check off all of that.
Yeah, yeah. When we did that at our house, my mother's family was pretty much English, and my grandfather, her father, was from Finland. But on my father's side, we used to laughingly say Heinz 57 varieties.
Yes,
And
we're a mutt. We're mixed up totally.
Yeah, exactly. And it's pretty amazing. There are some great stories back in the old family tree there that I'd like to be able to go back and research a little bit more. But
me too. Me too.
Then I think sometimes maybe I really don't want to know too.
Yeah, right. So we'll leave that out to everybody else. Hank Thomas, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for bringing up this conversation. And it's a broken sausage grinder. You can get it on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, and anywhere else. We'll put all of that information in the description box below. So all you have to do is copy and paste it into your browser, or you could just go ahead and search Hank Thomas, a broken sausage grinder. I love that. I don't want to think about sausage being made. But a broken one out, I can take that.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, thank you, Hank. Thank you. Do you have any suggestions to those people that may, be down the same road as you? They thought that they were maybe writing just a short little story and it turned into like a 50-page manual.
I would simply say follow your heart. Follow your heart. You're where you are because you did. Now keep following it. Have some faith. It'll all lead to something good.
Awesome. Yes. And that's Hank Thomas, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. And don't forget to dare to be different. Until next time, guys. Bye.
Thank you so much.
I dare to be different. I dare.